Bro, did you see what
Like,
did you see what OKC did on a back-to-back, bro?
Okay, we're going there. On a back-to-back, they did it in back-to-back games. Are
Woo.
you hello? Are we watching? They're 12-1, dominant, obviously. I don't even need to ask this question because I think we're all in agreement. We all believe that they're better than they were a season ago, correct?
Yes.
Correct?
yes.
Yes. Okay, moving forward. Shai is averaging almost 33 a night. Their second leading scorer, J-Dub, who had told ESPN last night that he does still play basketball, but he hasn't played a lick just yet this season, and they're 12-1. When you look around the league, who matches up best with Oklahoma City?
You ever heard that song by Keith Sweat?
Nobody.
Now,
Nobody.
look,
Go ahead, Perk. You got it. You got it.
I was listening to you on the call. You didn't know what the fuck to say after the first like two and a half quarters of the game. Like I last year they did some historic stuff with those defensive numbers. But this year, I'm sitting up here saying to myself, I'm like, I've never, ever, ever, ever in my career, past my career, before I got to the league, all this shit, seen a defensive team like that. Not at the wing position. They gotta have a chart in that locker room that it's a competition of who's gonna get the most deflections and steals. I have never seen a team that is stacked with so many two-way players. Okay, no Luke Dortz, no problem. First team all defense, up for defensive player of the year. No fucking J Dub. Yes, he was all NBA, but he also was
All defensive
on an
team.
all defensive team. And guess what? They sub five, the five that came in off the bench, all of them defend at a high level. I have never seen anything like that in NBA history. Not guys that could put the ball in the basket and defend at a high level. Casey Wallace could give you 15 to 20, defend his ass off. AJ Mitchell, give you right now up for sixth man of the year, could put the ball in the basket, defends his ass off. Right, Alex Caruso, we know what he does, and it's just no drop off. Like they're stacked with wings. The shot blocking is there between Hartenstein and Chet. And then on top of that, your best player last year finished top 5 in steals in SGA. And last but not least,
There's a
this
laugh.
is the most, this is the, right. This is the crazy thing. In these two games, they embarrassed and smoked the Warriors to the point where they were fucking melting down at the podium after they game. And then they spanked the fucking Lakers last night. Well, I thought JJ was gonna have a damn heart attack on that sideline. He was so ready. He didn't know what to do. They forced you to so many turnovers, man. It's just I've never seen a defensive team like this in my career. And I didn't played on great defensive teams, but the way they're loaded at the wing position is just something different. And I think it's them and everybody else. And I know we're 10, 11 games in. They are on the verge of repeat.
Now this is the conversation. That's why Allie about to laugh right now. OKC by far, it's them and everybody else. But this is what I will say: they are better, but there is that monster, that absolute stud down there in Denver. And I'm sorry, Denver is better than they were last year. Denver took them to 7. Denver was hobbled. Aaron Gordon. I'm not playing the what if game. What I'm saying is Denver took the champs to 7. Denver is better this year than they were last year. OKC is better, but we sitting over here looking at what Jokic is doing, and we gonna gloss over the fact that you put him on that court, and you got Bruce Brown, you got Aaron Gordon, you got Peyton Watson, who's a year better. I know Cam Johnson hasn't gotten off to a great start. He's in a new system. He's learning it. He's got to settle in. But at the end of the day, you ain't leaving Cam Johnson open. Jamal Murray is playing like that all-star, right? So if we're saying these two teams were 7, Jokic is in his prime. Jokic is in his prime right now, as is Shea. But like that's what I'm saying. I'm saying OKC is the favorite. I am not going to. If you were to put them in a series right now, I would say it would go to 7. And I don't. And again, you put Shea and Jokic on the court in a Game 7 situation with both of them and their full rosters healthy. With Jonas Valanciunas now, like just that's the, it, that I'm. Those are the two teams. Those two and everybody else currently right now.
I agree. I agree, but I will let me give a round of applause to SGA.
Whew.
Again, a fucking again. Deep finals run. Usage rate through the roof. Led the league in scoring. You come back, this man hasn't missed a single game. I don't sit out. I know we're going to get everyone's best shot. I'm still going to give your ass 30 plus a night. I'm still going, and we're still going to have the best record in the NBA. I'm still going to show you that the mid range exists because he's leading the league and made 2-point shots, pull up jump shots, and step backs. Here go another number for you. I've been doing my homework. He creates 4.5 feet of separation before he get his shot off. Can you imagine that? You could call it a push off. I call it a bag. This man, you have to
All the
give him
credit.
credit. We watched them damn videos of him in the summertime with his damn socks and shoes off, doing all those stretching and all that, and everybody had their jokes. But guess what? He's on the floor available and hasn't missed a damn game.
You know what was interesting to me? That when you talk about just how good the Thunder are, in back-to-back games, listening to post-game sound from two teams that are led by superstars, right? The word or the theme was how unorganized they made them feel.
Sure.
Like, that's another level. You're not just beating a team like that it probably isn't expected to win, period. You're beating a team that really thought that maybe they could use it as a measuring stick or they've won before in the past. I'm talking championships, right? And yet the theme was how unorganized they felt.
Yeah, well, that's what they do. They speed you
Like-
up. They take you out of your offense. You got to go to second and third option. Not only do you have to go to second and third option, but you also better be working. Like you better be V cutting open. Like how many times did the Lakers not come back to the ball? Like the one time at the end, Marcus Smart didn't come back to the ball when Rui had that post up in the middle of the lane in the first half, and it was like he tried to hold his ground. Shea comes around. It's like, no, you got to pursue the ball against this team on every single play for 48 minutes. And if you don't, and this is one thing that there's only very few times in history that I've seen this. It was like Magic's teams. It was we didn't have the shooters, but I felt like we were a part of that class. But I think the 7 seconds are less Suns. Like when they get a fast break, it feels like it's 7-on-5. It's 7-on-5, and you're just like, what is going? Like, there's so many bodies, and it's like it's here, swing, shooter, knockdown, cutter, offensive rebound, throw it out, trail, because you got a Dirk-like figure in Chet Holmgren trailing. You got speedsters, little guards like Alex Caruso and Kate like running. You got guys like J Dub and Lou Dort running to the corners. They just have this machine that once you turn it over, it's over. They're averaging 15 points of a margin of victory. And 15 points. That means they're averaging, and they're not playing in the fourth quarters. Shea didn't play in the last 2 fourth quarters. Like,
and when they get your ass in, and when they get your ass is grass when they get you in OKC. They get you at the crib.
There's a lot of grass in OKC too. I'll tell you that.
You could pencil that in as an
it's 7-on-5. There's not many teams, Perk, that when they get a transition, it feels like it's 7-on-5 because they're let me rephrase this. The Golden State Warriors were like that also. The Golden State Warriors were like that also during their pink run. I would say even before Kevin Durant with that small ball shit, that def lineup. That was a deaf lineup because your head was like this all the damn time. And the minute you looked around, you had the two greatest shooters that we had ever seen firing the ball off. And then you had wing players, like you talk about wing player, wing depth. Like the Warriors had that. That's what that deaf lineup. They had so many wing defenders.
Mhm.
You had Iggy, you had Draymond, you had Klay Thompson. You had three all defensive players right there. Boom. One including a defensive player of the year. Iggy's an all defensive player. Clay's an all defensive player. And then you had guys coming off like Livingston playing with intensity, Barbosa. Like you had that. Steph led the league in steals. So even though he was maybe, not the biggest of wing defenders, he contributed with like his deflections and being in the right spaces and the basketball IQ. That's what the Warriors were. But they would transition and beat you with threes. This team transitions and beats you with a variety of layups, dunks, corner threes, chill three by Chet. So, and then you got Shai that's just constant pressure the whole time. The whole time. That shit is, whew. God bless you guys. I'm glad I'm retired.